I only want to do in-person coaching.
Hmm.
How can I best grow my coaching business locally?
Hmm. Hmm. I think that's reasonable, and I think there is a pretty significant. I mean, depending on where you're at, population that you can tap into if you want to coach locally. Usually, if you want to coach locally, your target audience is going to be broader, so you can't. It's harder to specialize in that. But you can specialize in people who want in-person coaching in your area, and then I would try to specialize even within that, and pick an emotion that you can specialize on. Like people who want more motivation, people who want more structure, clarity, people who want to work on goals or goal setting or learning styles or whatever it is. I would pick something that isn't necessarily describing the characteristics of your target audience as much as describing characteristics of people, any person, what the challenge that they're wrestling with or what they want help with. That's what I would do, like for step one in terms of specialization. And then two, local stuff. And I mean, when I was building my practice, I worked with students in Portland. I did not have a lot of students outside of Portland. So I just worked whatever networks I had locally. And I did about half of my coaching in person, half over the phone.
And where did you meet? When you were doing the coaching, where would you
Yeah.
coach?
I had a couple coffee shops I really liked. I would have different days where I was at different sides of the city so that people could come to me a lot
Mhm.
easier because it doesn't make sense, especially after school with traffic hour and things like that. I could get there, like I would go before traffic kicked up. Sometimes I'd ride my bike, and then I'd get there around like maybe let's say 2, and then I'd work with students from back to back from maybe like 3 to 7, sometimes 8, and then I'd hop on my bike and get back, or hop in the car if it was on the other side of the city. But yeah, I had a couple of my favorite spots I go to.
So I was thinking about this, and you name it, I've tried it at some point. And I worked with some coaches who wanted to do some of that work locally. And I was thinking about, as you said, the different kinds of niches or areas that you're
Mm-hmm.
working in. So, for example, wellness coaching, I know coaches who have partnered with a local gym or a yoga center. I have a spiritual coach that I go to,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a few different things that are there. There's acupuncture and chiropractor, and there's different kinds of coaching, and they've partnered with each other and promote each other's services. So I think that's quite a good thing, isn't it? Is to find where your people are, partner with them. Maybe you can share office space
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
what do
it's
you think?
helpful. I think a helpful thing. I think a lot of coaches are afraid to be themselves, and they really want to be someone who they think is being going to be attractive and get clients when they're out doing professional networking and things like this, which I get. I mean, I was there too. I was in a spot where we had to get I had to get clients in order to keep it going, you know. And a helpful shift in my mindset was thinking, I can really only coach maybe 40 people at any one time. So you're really only after 40 people. That that's not that many if you think about the whole population of where you're living, the whole population even just around you, like, so really your biggest competitor is a lack of awareness around what coaching is. That's your biggest competitor. The fundamentals of the field work. Your biggest competitor is not other coaches. They're actually doing you a favor because they're helping increase awareness of the field. So when you start looking at it like that and you think, okay, so how can I reach? So if I need 40 people to say yes, I need to reach at least, let's say, 200 people. How do I reach 200 people? And now that to me, that's the proper that's a more useful question than how can I get 40 clients. It's how can I reach 20 people. And then when you're looking at, okay, so how can I reach 200 people? So if you're looking at how can I reach 200 people? Okay, so who do I need to reach out to in order to reach those 200 people? Now you're talking. Now you have something that you can tangibly look at and start to map out And exactly what you're talking about is let's go meet the owner of this wellness center. Let's go talk to let's say that let's go talk to haircutters, stylists, right? Give every stylist in your radius, whatever radius, offer every single hair stylist free coaching sessions, and or you do some workshops, or whatever. Give them here are 5 powerful questions that you can ask your people. Whatever it is, reach people. If you reach people, you will get clients.
You've got to be courageous, haven't you? And you've got to speak to people and knock on doors, as you say. Speak to your own stylist. I've done that too.
It's not. I mean, if it were easy, everyone would be an entrepreneur. It's not easy. It's not easy. But a lot of it is your own internal work. And if you view it as a way of growing yourself, and you have a larger mission and vision in mind of what you want to do that's larger than yourself, then it helps. I mean, all the tools that we talk about in the program are really, really useful. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I have post-traumatic entrepreneurship feelings. It's hard. It's hard.
It is. It is.
Super hard.
And sometimes you got to knock on way more doors than you thought, and then a breakthrough happens. Yeah, you've got to be resilient and relentless, don't you?
Yeah, there's an element of you just got to keep going no matter what, and expect rejection, and be okay with it. Yeah, there's a TED talk I saw, like a TEDx talk. We talked about doing it was 100 days of rejection. And I was looking at I listened to his, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, that's exactly it. But that's so depressing too at the same time. Really, you have to be declined that often. But you just got to trust the numbers and put yourself out there and trust that if you do this kind of work, angels will show up. And that's what you're really looking for. You're looking for 1 or 2 angels. And these are people who will refer 10 people to you. People who you connect with and think, yeah, I'm on the right track. And when you start finding your angels, and you nurture them and you have the eyes to see it and realize what's happening in real time, there becomes a sense of gratitude and purpose that you realize, yes, I was born to do this work. This is exactly what I was born to do. And then the work becomes even more important than the money. You get to a point when you're thinking, yeah, I would do this just because humanity needs this work to happen. That's when you're really on your game. But to get there, for me, I mean, you got the forest can be deep and dark.
It can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yet the success is so much sweeter than, for me, it feels, doesn't it? When you know that you've been on that journey. I
feel almost nostalgic for that period of time. Even though I also remember, it was stressful, the most stressful thing I've ever had to go through and do. But there's a part of me that's nostalgic for it.